Nexxlegacy.
All right, my good people out there everywhere. This is Nexxlegacy Radio. I am Brandon here with a beautiful guest who has music that you all should be able to tap into. This young lady's on the rise. Talented, super aggressive and taking over this industry. And I just feel with the sound she has and everything that she has going on, I just want everybody to really not just get to know her, but I need that support, you guys and girls. I need you all out there. Get active. Get on social media. Buy the single. Do what you got to do. She'll talk about Take You Away shortly, but I need everybody to go support my girl, Baby Ray, who is my guest on Nexxlegacy. Baby Ray, what's going on, Queen?
Hi, hello. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to get to talk to you.
Well, listen, I'm definitely excited about all the things you have going on. So before I start talking about the single Take You Away and things of that nature, tell the listeners a little bit about you. Give them your origin story, your bio, as far as how you first got started in music.
Okay, of course. Well, I am Baby Ray. I'm an upcoming RnBPop hip-hop artist. I'm based in Toronto, Canada. I've been releasing music for a little over 2 years now. I started during the pandemic. I had some time to really learn how to make music, how to release music. I bought all the equipment to make my own home studio, and I taught myself how to engineer and record my vocals. So, so I'm an independent artist. I'm also a dancer. I've always been a dancer. I grew up dancing. My mom was a dancer back in her day, so I always had that really good influence around me. Big fan of Michael Jackson, always have been, and he's probably my biggest idol. But yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you said something that was interesting. You said something of the nature of you pretty much just kind of figured out what you wanted to do with music around the time during the pandemic. Explain that a little bit as far as just what was it like? You said Michael Jackson is an influence heavy, but what was it that made you like, you know what, this is what I want to do with myself?
Yeah. Well, I was always really shy about my singing. I wasn't shy about my dancing, but my singing in particularly, I was shy about. I always knew I could sing, though. From a very young age, I always knew I loved singing. I always pretended to be like the singer of different songs and just play around with that. I always loved singing. But again, being really shy about it, I didn't want to show too many people. But during the pandemic, I was really thinking about it. Like, I was moving on to university and things like that as well. So I was really thinking, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? What makes me happy? And I always told myself if I didn't try making music, then I already failed myself. So I had to try it. And when I tried it, it stuck. And I didn't want to do anything else. And 2 years later, here we are.
Wow, you sound like someone that's real determined on putting themselves out there with the best foot forward, getting not just your sound out, but just who you are out there for the people to really appreciate, embrace all things Baby Ray. And to me, I think it's dope. And you said that you pretty much just kind of started putting your own studio together. What was your motivation behind it? Obviously, it's just making sure you get your product out there and having more control over it. But you don't hear too many younger folks or people in general who's just trying to do things on their own. So, what was it that you took from like different either producers, musicians, things like that, and was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and build a studio?
Yeah, well, again, with being really shy at first, I didn't want to have to sing in front of other people at first. So it was kind of like, and I'm also a perfectionist, so I really wanted to have full control from the beginning and just perfect my craft on my own. I also don't like depending on other people too much. I like having my things done when it's done, you know? So that was kind of the motivation behind all that.
And I love it. Baby Ray's my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio. You can go ahead and follow this young lady on Instagram as well at @IM_Baby Ray. TikTok, @IM_Baby Ray. And make sure that when you go ahead and go over to IG, you can hit her up, YouTube information, all that good stuff. Let me talk to you about the single Take You Away, because, I think it captures the imagination of everything that you pretty much just are talking about when it comes to your effort, doing certain things, making it stand out, not depending on folks, just being your own person or whatever. So how did the single come together?
Okay, well, I found the beat on YouTube. It's a very, very talented producer. What is his name? I think it's Justapack. That was the producer's name. Very, very talented. So yeah, it's a very summer beat. So I was like, we're heading into summer. It's the warm weather. I wanted to make a really fun, upbeat song. And so yeah, I just kind of put it together. I wanted to be family friendly and something for, all ages that kids could dance to as well. So it's a very, very family friendly song. And yeah, I'm actually releasing the music video for it on Friday. I'm making my final touches with the help of my very, very talented cousin, Matto. Everyone go follow Matto on Instagram. He's so fire. Couldn't do any of this without him, 100%. But he's my videographer. He makes music. So talented. But yeah, we do it together. We're kind of that duo. Very excited about it.
I love it. As far as young artists goes, I think there's going to be a lot of people who are really as they get to know you, they're going to not just see how talented you are and things like that. Your infusion of not just dance, hip hop, R&B, pop, it's really inspiring to see from someone like yourself. And in addition to Michael Jackson, what other musical influences that pretty much just kind of help you get into the zone you in right now? Because I see you doing big things.
Thank you. First of all, thank you so much. But yeah, Michael Jackson was really my main. But of course, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. More recent, I love Chris Brown. His production style, so good. Ariana Grande. A lot with Ariana Grande and Mariah Carey. I love the way they harmonize. I love the way they harmonize and things like that. So yeah. Prince is the way he performs. I love Prince.
Nice. Take Your Way is available on all music platforms. Baby Ray's my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio, and hip hop has been so important to just a lot of different facets of the industry. Basically since the beginning, really. It captures the imagination of a lot of people when it comes to not just how they living, but how they feeling. Music obviously is a powerful tool. Even on a level like, hip hop and just kind of like that core audience. Just being able to have that. So I'm gonna ask you a little bit about dance, right? Because you said your mom was pretty much influential in your life in terms of, what she's done, but once you start really getting the niche to the point where you're like, you know what, I can go ahead and include this in some of my stuff that I'm doing.
Well, yeah, so like from the very, very beginning, dance has always been my number one. Just like watching Michael Jackson, my mom is that big influence where she exposed me to a lot of the music that I still listen to this day. So without her, I would not listen to Michael Jackson. I would not know Prince. I would not know this amazing culture, I'm way past that time. So I'm so grateful I had her to push me in that right direction to know music. But yeah, so she was always a dancer, and she would always put on Michael Jackson's music videos. And right from there, I would always try and copy him and pick up the choreography on my own. And she would do it with me. And it's been like that from the beginning. I've just always, connected with dancing way, way before I even connected with my singing.
No doubt. Do you think music, the choreographed phase of it, do you think that's still appreciated in this day and age?
I do. I think performance and the way that you can entertain an audience, especially with dancing and having that choreography, that's very, very important and always will be for performers.
Mhm. When I used to look at a lot of dance competitions, America's Best Dance crew or whatnot, different things of that nature. I always feel like the groups and not just solo dance artists, but just dance in general. Again, it goes back to the imagination of what music is. It tells the tale. It gives you that emotion, captures your feeling, everything that you want to embody. And I feel like ideas can come, but in the mind of a dancer, when you hear a certain sound, what's the effort? Just kind of help me out, because I'm not a dancer like that too, but I know there's a lot of people out there that's probably like, hey, it's hard for me sometimes to just try to put into like moves when the beat hits, or talk to the people a little bit about just the you got to take time. You got to make sure you kind of get into the feel of the song before you really start trying to put some moves together, right?
Right. And you can't overthink it with dancing. It's kind of let the music control your body. Let your body take over. Don't think about it. Just feel. And that's what music is. It makes you feel. It makes you think about your emotions. You don't want to overthink. Just do it.
Yeah, that's fair, because it is such a powerful thing, and I've said this plenty of times when it comes to people I've talked to, I've interviewed, that music is so dope to witness, because you can see a birth of something that can spawn off different other things, and in your case, like, a style can turn into like, let me get creative on the dance level. Let me get creative on the video piece. Let me get creative with just telling my tale and telling the story and doing it. And what's dope about you is young artists trying to pave the way and do it themselves and not be at the mercy of other people. And Baby Ray, with that being said, give the listeners and I'm going for the young listeners, the young hip hop heads, the young dance pop, R&B ones, the ones that want to be in your situation. Like, get some words of encouragement as far as that goes, because it's obviously it's not easy. There's always peaks and valleys, right?
Of course. Well, don't let anyone tell you can't do it. A lot of the time, I hear a lot of people kind of just write me off when I tell them I'm a singer, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, there's so many singers in the world. Like, why would I need another one? There's always a demand for music. There's always a demand for new music. There's always going to be a spot for your song. So give it a try. Don't give up. Be consistent, persistent. Keep going.
And keep it pushing. Baby Ray's my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio, and with music being music and decades of music being what it is, I always like to ask a question to my guests, like, if you peel back the layers of hip hop history, not just that, but just music history in general. So many decades have taken shape of how we look back on it, right? So if you can look back on a certain decade of music, what decade stands out to you?
Oh my gosh, I love the 80s. Late 70s, I love that disco funk music. And obviously the 90s, the R&B in the 90s and hip-hop in the 90s, absolute best.
Hey, that's dope. I'm a big fan of the 80s, just based on the diversity that we had in all genres of music, too. Fashion was super dope. I say this a lot in a lot of my interviews. Soundtracks to movies and all that stuff back in the 80s was dope. You couldn't take away, like, every single great movie was laced with a dope music soundtrack in most cases. So it was always fun to see. So with this single out right now, Take You Away, available on all music platforms, what's next?
Well, we have the music video dropping this Friday. It'll drop on my YouTube channel, I Am Baby Ray, at 8 o'clock p.m., so y'all please check that out. And after that, I have my next single in September. It's called She Won't. Yeah, that's a super R&B song, in your feelings type song. Very excited for that one.
Okay. It sounds like you have a battle plan as far as trying to get your not just the music out to the listeners, but coming out with singles. Any albums to look forward to? I mean, obviously videos, the visual piece of what you got going on, but any albums coming in the near future?
I don't think so with an album. I think that dropping the singles every month is giving me a real chance to push each single and let each one of these songs shine individually. So probably maybe in the next couple years an album might come. But for now, I like my release plan.
Keep them singles coming, young lady. Keep them coming.
Yes, sir.
Keep them coming. It's dope to see. It's dope to see. I love that somebody has the reins of taking over what they're doing. You have full control over how you want your vision to be. I wish all the people out there to really be super, super inspired by what she's doing. Baby Ray's my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio. And in closing, I'm gonna give you a moment just to go ahead and get your shout outs out and direct traffic as you see fit.
Okay, for sure. So thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to be here getting to talk to you. Biggest shout out to Matto, of course, who is always there for me. Just big shout out to everyone who's been supporting me and, helping me, putting on concerts for me. Shout out to SK, he's my manager, dopest guy on the planet. So, yeah, I'm just grateful to have the support I have around me.
That's what it is. I am _Baby Ray is on IG, TikTok. Make sure y'all go ahead and check out. Just go follow her. Just watch the magic continues to unfold and all that good stuff that comes with it. I'm just saying, this young lady's got a level that she has not reached yet. So watch her continue to keep pushing that grind and continue to go up levels. And I want to thank you, and not just that. I mean, I just feel like you got something more that you're gonna continue to keep pushing out each time you push out singles, the visuals that comes with it, and the opportunity to go perform and do it at certain shows and things like that. And I know you're gonna do a lot of things on a high level. So I appreciate just you putting that effort out, baby, right? Like the fact that you trying hard to be able to do your thing. It's rare. You see people who play around with it, but they don't take it serious, and still have fun at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So I think you are definitely one for the ages, and I want to see you keep pushing to different levels.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That means so much to me.
Hey. Off top, Nexxlegacy Radio with Baby Ray being my guest. I'm telling y'all, go get this single, Take You Away. It's available now. Go stream it, go listen. Hashtag I am Baby Ray if you want to do it. Do what you do, but just make sure y'all go ahead and listen to the single. The single will get constant rotation on Nexxlegacy Radio, and we all got an idea as far as what she's able to do, but y'all don't really know. This woman's about to go take over. So
Nexxlegacy.